Hey guys, I'm Kim and welcome to your Waxing Moon yoga class. The waxing moon is the lunar phase that comes right after the new moon, and it's a phase where we start to clear out all of that negative emotion and make space for those intentions that we set during the new moon phase. Today's class, you require no props, so grab your mat and we'll begin. Today's class, we're going to begin on our backs. So find a comfortable position, either with your legs straight or bent. I like to have my knees bent and my feet wide, with my knees kicking in. Take a big breath in, and then open your mouth and exhale it all out. Begin to feel your shoulders relax down towards the mat. And with each exhale, begin to feel tension release from your body. This waxing moon practice is all about acknowledging negative emotions, negative thoughts, or really anything that no longer serves you, and just letting them go, releasing them back out into the universe to make some more space within your body for that affirmation and intention of abundance that you created in the new moon. With each inhale, feel your lungs fill completely. And with each exhale, allow them to empty fully. Inhale, self-love. Exhale, all that no longer serves you. Now, if you are following along with this lunar journey, I do invite you to introduce that intention or mantra that you set during the new moon phase. And during your flow today, bring it to mind often. With each inhale, see if you can bring your intention to mind. And with each exhale, allow all that no longer serves you to leave. And now taking a bend in your knees and allowing your feet to come about hip distance apart. We're going to start to slowly windshield wiper the knees back and forth. Just really taking your time here, using these moments to check in with your body. Where are you feeling a little tightness, a little tension or pain. Or are you feeling pretty good? And then coming to center and crossing that right ankle over the left thigh. Staying here if that's enough on that hip flexor. But if you can go a little bit deeper, bringing that knee into the chest, wrapping your fingers around the thigh or the shin, and with very passive movements, just allowing that leg package to come a little bit closer to your chest. Inhale, exhale, and release the legs down to the ground, keeping the feet as they are. Pressing up through that left foot and shifting the hips over to the right as you rotate the whole leg package to the left. So the right sole of the foot is going to plant on the ground. If this is a little bit too much for you though, just bring it right on top of the other. You need not stay here if it's a little much. Your arms can be out at T or they can be up at cactus. Inhale. Exhale, engage the abdominals. Come back up to center. Press through that hip or that foot to bring the hips back to center. And then switch legs. So that left ankle goes over the right thigh. Staying here if that's enough for your hips. But if you can go a little bit further, bringing that leg package in, wrapping the hands around the back of the thigh or the front of the shin. And taking note here of how your right side feels versus your left side. This is definitely my tight side. Take a big breath in. Exhale and lower the foot to the ground. Press through that right foot to lift the hips over to the left, and then rotate that leg package down to the ground. So that left foot plants on the floor. Your arms go out to a T or out to cactus. Inhale fully. Exhale to engage the abdominals. Bring those legs back up to center. Press through the foot. Bring the hips back to normal. And then we'll release both feet down to the mat and just come back to windshield wipering back and forth. And then coming to center, and bringing that right knee into the chest, extending that left leg long. If this is a little bit much to have that left leg straight, remember that you can always bring it up to a bent knee. Inhale, exhale and switch. Left knee comes into the chest as the right leg goes long or remains bent. Inhale, both knees to the chest. Just kind of rock back and forth, massaging that spine. And then coming to still and rocking back and forth, finding a seated position at the front of your mat, and then rolling right on over onto your knees, coming back into tabletop. We're going to do a few cat-cows here. So inhaling and dropping the belly, the crown of the head and the tailbone lift. Exhaling and rounding the back as the crown and the tailbone tuck. Inhaling to drop. Exhaling to round. Inhaling to drop. Exhaling to round. And we'll do 3 more full rounds with your own breath. And then after this next exhale, just coming to a neutral back. Taking a breath here, and then stepping that right foot to the front of the mat, finding your low lunge. So remembering that low lunge, your heel and your knee are in alignment. You're not extending that knee past that. And you're scooching back on that back leg so that you feel a nice groin stretch. And if you have blocks, this is a nice time to use them to just bring you up a little bit more. It just creates a little barrier between you and that floor. We're going to take a big breath. Exhale and sink a little bit further. Inhale, the arms rise. Exhale and release down. Inhale the hands to heart center and see if you can sink a little bit more into those hips. We're going to stay here for a count of 5. Take a big breath in. Curl those back toes under. Press up through that back leg, coming into a crescent. Hands stay at prayer for 3 breaths. Both toes are facing towards the front of the mat. Inhale. Exhale. Pivot on that back foot. Extend the arms long. Take a peek down and make sure that that back edge of your back foot is parallel with the mat, and find your warrior 2. Rich bend in that front knee. Inhale. Exhale and exalt your warrior. Inhale to warrior two. Now pivot on that front foot. So both feet are facing the front of your mat. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, fold forward into your wide-legged forward fold. Begin to walk your hands over to your left foot as your left knee bends and your right leg straightens. Coming into a runner's gait. So the heel of that foot can be planted with the toes facing up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale. Straighten that left leg and begin to walk all the way over to the opposite side. So that left leg straightens, the heel plants and the toes face up. Come back into your wide-legged forward fold. So straightening both legs, hands plant down as you just hang. Release the neck. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, take a rich bend in those knees. Hands come to heart center. As you come all the way back up, pivot on that right foot. So you can find your warrior two again. Arms parallel the ground. The front heel is in line with the back arch. Rich bend in that front knee. Inhale. Exhale, pivot on that back foot, coming into your crescent pose. Hands to heart center. Both toes are facing the front of the mat. Inhale. Exhale, lower that back knee. Allow the top of the foot to come to the mat as you find your low lunge. Inhale. Exhale, plant the hands. Allow that right foot to go back down alongside the left. The big toes kiss, the knees go wide as you find your child's pose. We're going to take 5 breaths here. Coming back to your intention. Coming back to releasing everything that no longer serves you. Inhale fully. Exhale, come back up into your tabletop. We're going to do that whole routine on the opposite side. So we're going to step that left leg forward, coming into our low lunge on the opposite side. Remembering your knee is above your ankle, and you're going to scooch that back leg back a bit so that you can feel a nice groin stretch. 5 breaths here. Inhale, the arms rise. Exhale to heart center. Curl those back toes. Straighten that back leg coming into your crescent pose. Inhale. Exhale and pivot on that back right foot so you can find your warrior two. So the back edge of the mat and the knife edge of your foot are parallel. Rich bend in that front knee. Inhale and flip the front hand. Exalt your warrior. Back to warrior two. And now pivot on that front foot so that both of your feet are facing the side of your mat. Inhale, the arms rise. Exhale to fold in your wide-legged forward fold. And allow each hand to grab the opposite elbow. Take a good wiggle in those shoulders and pull them down towards the ground. Try and feel that release in the upper back that you get from these standing inversions. Plant both the hands. Come up to tippy fingers and a flat back as your crown reaches forward. Plant the right hand, and as you exhale, lift the left to the sky. Exhale the hand back down to the mat. Right hand lifts. Exhale the hand back down to the mat. Take a rich bend in those knees. As your hands come to heart center and you come back up to your wide-legged stand. Pivot on that left foot to come into your warrior two. Inhale. Exhale to pivot on that right foot. Hands come to heart center for crescent pose. Inhale, and slowly with care, lower down to the mat. Top of the foot comes to the mat as you find your low lunge. Inhale. Exhale, plant both the hands. Step the left foot back to meet the other. Come into your wide-legged child's pose. So you can take your child's pose in any way you like. Your arms can be out in front of you, just in the traditional child's pose here. Or if your knees are bothering you, try bringing them a little bit closer together, folding down, and then allowing your hands to come back towards your feet. Take a big breath in. Exhale, come back up to sitting. And then just scoot your hips over to the right and come into the center of your mat. We're going to come into cobbler's pose. So your knees are wide and your soles of your feet come to meet. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, see if you can scoot your heels a little bit closer to your pelvis. But you're not looking for pain, you're just looking for a nice stretch. Your hands can be on your ankles or on your shins, or you can wrap them around your feet. Inhale. Exhale and fold just a little bit over. We're going to stay here for 5 breaths. So we're not going to round our back. Just keep your back nice and straight. Your crown reaching up. You should feel a really nice groin stretch here. Inhale, exhale, come on back up to center, releasing the hands, and then just scoot your feet out so that you have a diamond shape within you. So the further away from your pelvis your feet are, the more benefit you're going to get from this pose. So it's called diamond. We've done it a couple times before, and the goal is to get your hands just underneath your shins somewhere. And then you're going to fold fully down and over your legs. So take a big breath in. And as you exhale to fold, allow your hands to come anywhere underneath those legs that they land. I like to wrap my arms around so that my hands can reach my elbows or my ankles. And then with each exhale, just feel your body sink a little bit more. You should feel this stretch on the outer hip area. Take a big breath in. Exhale and slowly bring those hands out as you come up to sitting. We're going to bring our legs together and slowly lower ourselves down onto the mat. Our knees come up to the chest and just rock back and forth. And then coming to still with our feet planted on the mat. Your arms extend to the sides. And just allow the knees to fall over to the left side. Just finding a nice supine twist. Inhaling, exhaling, and lifting the knees and allowing them to fall over to the right. Coming back to that intention. And then lifting the knees up to center. We're going to take about 10 more breaths in class today. So if there is a pose that your body really feels like it wants to do right now, I invite you to take this time to move into it. I'm going to take Happy Baby. So if you care to join me, we're just going to bend the knees so that the feet plant on the ceiling. Allow the knees to track down towards the armpits as we grab either the back of the thighs, the calves, or the outer edges of your feet. I like to rock back and forth a bit. About 2 more breaths here. And then just release your hands, allowing your legs to come long onto the mat. If you've moved into another posture, please start to move towards your Savasana. Take a big breath in and exhale fully. Take another inhale and just let it all out. Become aware of that space between your eyebrows, your jaw, and your tongue. Feel the weight of your head against the mat. Allow your shoulders to lie heavy, perhaps pinching the shoulder blades together so that they lie flat on the mat. Your arms splay outwards with the palms up in a sign of receiving energy. Your chest and your belly rise and fall without any restrictions or inhibitions. Your pelvis and your sacral area lie open and heavy. As your legs lie long and your feet splay outwards. Take a big breath in. And exhale to find your Savasana. Begin to become more aware of your breath, the rise and the fall of your chest. Start to make small movements with your fingers and your toes, leading up to your ankles and your wrists. Take a big breath in as your arms reach. And exhale as you bring them back down alongside you. Begin to make your way over to the right side. Taking a moment here in fetal pose. And then pressing yourself up to a comfortable seated position. We'll take a big breath in as our arms reach up overhead. And exhale down through heart center. Tucking our chin and nodding our head slightly. I thank you so much for practicing this waxing moon flow with me today. Namaste.